Okay, well, here I am back again, and now it's time for red lentil flatbreads. This morning, as you may recall, I put the red lentils, I uh, rinsed them and put them into 2 cups of water. So it's 1 cup lentils, 2 cups water, and I let them soak for 3 hours. So now I'm going to toss them in the blender and blend them up until they're creamy. Get a spatula here. So, my husband, Steven, has really been enjoying these flatbreads. So he showed me yesterday how he was down to one. So I said, okay, I'll make another batch because I've got to do it anyways with volume. Because when I tried to do it last time, there was no volume. Hey, Jennifer, here I go. And so I've got volume. Yes, I just used the water I soaked them in. I just poured the whole thing in. And now we'll give her a blend. So I'll go ahead and mute so you don't have to listen to this. All right, there we have it. Nice and creamy. There you go. So then we'll cross the aisle here. And I've got my pan heating up. Grab my spatula. And let's pour our first flatbread. Here we go. Looks pretty good. So it's just like a pancake. And now we just wait until it starts to bubble up and look like it's ready to turn. So how's your morning been, Jen? Hey, there's a view of the outside. Somebody was asking me to show the view out my windows. How many can you make? Let's see. I think last time, did I count them up? Well, I'll count and I'll let you know today. Because I know I made 22 corn tortillas, but that was with 2 cups of masa. Yes, it is a lovely view. Here, you want to see the whole thing? So we're right here on Liberty Bay. And we just remodeled and had all these windows put in because it's all the bay. And then to the north, you can see all the way to the little town of Paulsbo. And I can see there's too much glare here to do it this way. But, my whole view is just the bay out there. And I just love it. Yes, I bet you're resting that foot. So too bad if you had a stationary bike, you could ride that. Because that wouldn't damage it like, if you're walking and you don't have your sensation, that's no good. A lot of people they'd get their cortisone shot and I'd say, well, see you in 3 weeks because I had no feedback mechanism to make sure I wasn't hurting them when I was doing therapy with them. So that's just the way it went. And if you ignore it, you in 3 weeks, and then the analgesic wears off, then then you can injure yourself even more. Oh, good, you got your toes back. That's awful, not being able to feel. So I don't know if you can see the bubbles there, but let's see. I think she might be ready. So we'll give her a turn here. And there it is. How about that? I did my upper body this morning. And you could do squats and lunges. I mean, don't do a lunge where you lunge out, but just get in the lunge position and then just bend. Do your lunge static, where you're just bending your knees and straightening them. And that way you're not putting a lot of pressure into your feet. You know, you're not pounding on them. I didn't turn my overhead lights on because I was trying to not. Here, I'll try it because it looks like. Well, I'll try it. I know it's got to be aggravating when you guys can. Heck, that doesn't look much better. There. Must just be the way the computer's tilted. You bet, no problem. Ooh, look at the way this is bubbling up. You see the big bubble on it? Pretty nice. I don't think I have to. No. Give it a little bit more time. So you don't want to try to turn them before they're ready because then they just fall apart. It's 2 cups water, 1 cup lentils. I just missed Gina this morning. She said she saw the notification for it just after I got off. That would have been fun. Yeah, how come my computer's darkening? Hopefully it's not darkening for you. Maybe it's because of the windows, huh? Because of the light coming in from the windows. All right, let's see what we got here. That's coming up. Okay. Here we go. Woo. 1 down. So, oh, it is changing from light to dark, but for you too. Hopefully not when I'm trying to show you the flatbread. It is kind of glary out there. Isn't that a beautiful tree? Oh, that's the neighbor's apple tree. And the geese, boy, as soon as those apples fall to the ground, the geese eat them up. They just love them in the fall. And the neighbor just never does anything. You know, he never trims the tree or anything. But I've been watching Back to Eden, which is a fella up in Squim who gardens, and he uses wood chips and compost. And his gardens he never needs to fertilize or weed them. So that sounds good. So the initial thing is, oh, there's Kari. The initial job is you have to cover. He says dirt shouldn't be bare. You need to cover it with ground cover. And that way it'll decompose, the ground cover will decompose, and it'll keep enriching the soil. And then you don't need chemical fertilizers. That chemical fertilizers don't, you have to keep using them, and you have to use more and more. Whereas when you just use natural wood chips, all the minerals and nutrients will be restored. So that's pretty exciting. And he says your food will be more nutritious, just like it was back in the 50s. So I'm going to give it a shot. So I can't remember. Do you have a garden, Jen? Oh, you use wood chips. Okay. I also like to plant seeds, then cover them with a sheet Water right on the sheet until they bud and grow big enough. Hmm. Well, he says, put your dirt down, and then you can put. Let's see. I guess it depends. If you're just starting on rock ground or hard ground, you can put newspapers down, then put a layer of like a 2 to 4 inch layer of compost, and then another 2 to 4 inches of wood chips. So what do you grow in your 2 beds? I had kabocha squash last year, zucchini, yellow squash, um, Brussels sprouts, which I just picked a bunch of them. I'll be harvesting the sprouts. A pepper plant that I got one tiny little pepper off of, and an eggplant which never did anything. Oh yeah, I'll use cardboard instead of newspaper. Actually, I just did put a bunch of cardboard out on the blueberry plot because I don't know, I think 21 blueberry bushes, and and I've been putting wood chips on it, but I'm going to put a layer of cardboard and another layer of wood chips. They've got lots of dirt, but I'm really trying to help them soak up the water because there's a lot of water out there this year. And then my raspberries, I haven't been able to get the raspberries to come up for a couple of years, and so I'm going to try to give them lots of food this year. See if I can't get them to revitalize. I mean, you can see all the plants are still there, but they're just not doing anything. Little bits, maybe, just like a 2-inch thing where it used to be they grow up these big canes and we'd have lots of raspberries. So maybe something attacked them or something. But I sure love the idea of growing our own food. I just think that'll be so much fun. Tomatoes, we had tomatoes last year. I had one kale plant that gave me lots of kale, but I want to do more kale this year. I think that's all we did. And so the Brussels sprouts are the last thing. Oh, spinach, serrano peppers, chard. I had so much growing, but due to health, we had blackberries. Oh yeah, we have blackberries too. Blackberries and blueberries. We have 2 apple trees, and I bought us 3 trees last year too. My sister bought a tree. Mulberries. Oh, a lime and a lemon and an orange and a grapefruit. That would be so good. Okay, I think this baby's ready to turn. So here we go. And you do carrots, kale, cucumbers, and beans. Oh, Jennifer, you and me have talk. So do you put wood chips on that over the whole garden each year, and that's what replenishes your soil? Or do you replenish in other ways? Like, do you use chemical fertilizers, stuff like that? Or have you not been able to do it because of the health issue? No chemicals. That's the way I feel. I know that one of the fellows that was helping me on the yard, he said he had some organic something where the weeds would control the weeds, and it smelled awful. I don't know what it was, but I said no more. That was yucky. So this fellow that does Back to Eden, he says if you've got a healthy garden, you won't have the insects only come for cleanup. Hey, Jimmy James. My husband loves them. If you don't like the red lentil, you could try. Remember, I did the buckwheat, or maybe you don't. You don't remember, but I did the buckwheat, which is just I think it was a cup of buckwheat, and it was a little over a cup of water, and soaked it, and it. I put spices in it, and those tasted really good. But and the masa corn, yeah. So did you see my corn tortilla video? Oh. You can get this organic corn masa, and those are really good. He likes those too. And I get yellow and white, and I do a cup of white and a cup of yellow, and a couple cups of water. And I just put the water in gradually because you want it that nice consistency that makes the little balls that you then press into tortillas. But you watch my tortilla video. And then I've even see there's oat flatbreads. So there's many different kinds. Maybe just the red lentil's not good for you. But I don't know. My husband loves them. Okay, I think this one's ready to bring out. So there's two, Jennifer. I don't know. I think it'll make a half a dozen or so. And I mean, I could get more burners going. I could get a burner on the stove and another pan. Yeah, mixing the grain and legumes. Yeah, Jimmy James, let me know too. Use the Ella vegan recipe, laugh all out. Didn't even think of spices. Amateur hour, haha. Yeah. Well, I can give you the spices that I put on the buckwheat. If I can find the buckwheat. Let me see here. Let me see. Brussels sprouts. Buckwheat. Okay. I've got onion granules. Oh, and you soak it for 4 hours. A cup of groats, a cup of buckwheat groats, 1¼ cups of water. Soak for 4 hours, and then onion granules, garlic powder, smoked paprika, curry, cumin, and black pepper. And I don't have amounts, so I think I just guessed. I don't know if the gal that I watched on YouTube put amounts. Let me see if there's another recipe. Nope. Nope. There's the buckwheat pumpkin spiced granola. Yeah. I just put some of each. I just guessed, I guess, and they tasted really good. So that's what I've got left, and I've made 3. So looks like it'll make at least another 2 or 3, Jennifer. I wonder where everybody else is. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't know. Do you want me to keep cooking, or have you seen enough? Time to go kind of thing. You must be getting ready for lunch yourself, or maybe you, I don't know, when did you have breakfast? Did you try the, okay, curry, cumin, smoked paprika, add a little chipotle, jalapeno, yeah, and it's suddenly old Del Paso style, yeah, you bet. Oh, hi, Carlene. Oh. So, Jen, you said read above for other stuff you said. My blackberries went roots underground and up in my beds. Yes, they do that. Jimmy James, insect only attack stress plants. That's what Paul says. Yeah. He says God says they're the police, and he just sends them out when an area needs to be. It's been neglected, or like aphids are when they don't have enough water. I'm learning lots, and I'm taking a course Thursday with the Washington State Extension. Master gardeners are doing a Thursday evening course, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Jimmy James, you're going to have to let us know how that turns out. All right. So I'll flip this one, and I will post a picture of my results on Instagram. I have a few friends that are master gardeners, and I'm far from that. Well, actually, the conventional way of doing things, I mean, I don't know if master gardeners do it. I guess I'm going to find out, but I hope these guys know a little bit about this. No spray, no fertilizer gardening, because that's what I prefer to do. Oh, a Dr. Goldner smoothie. Yes, I drink those every morning for a few months. All right, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and make some lunch. And today is chopped salad and soup. And tonight's an easy one. It's just sweet potato and broccoli, AJ's favorite. So that'll be fun. And then we've got our last serving of Club Foodie for dessert tonight. That one's sure been fun. We stretched it out into 8 servings. So then it's the fruit cobbler again tomorrow. So I'm eating high on the horse here with Chef AJ's menu plan. All right. So have a good day, you guys. And I'll see you when there's something else new that I need to demonstrate online. I guess I don't need to demonstrate sweet potato and broccoli. Good night. Good night, Jimmy James.